What's up, Neil?
How you doing today, Cal?
I am doing fabulous. Yourself?
I am doing great myself. Thank you for asking.
So here we are, season three, episode 21. Obviously, this is a unique situation because you are back in home base there, and I am in Kansas with Standish913. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
What up, Standish?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys.
So this is an interesting story, and how we kind of ended up
Yeah,
here today, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. It was clickbait.
Yeah, absolutely. You got me.
Clickbait.
So I know I told Neil this, right? Remember, I'm like, hey, I was sitting there in the morning doing all my podcasty shit, and Standish913 goes live on a video and it says that mentions you.
Mentioned you.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? How's he doing this? I immediately go in there and it's him. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I sat in there for a good 10, 15 minutes and we were just,
Yeah.
it ended up me and you, and we're just kind of bullshitting back and forth. But
Yep.
first, before we get into where we went in that discussion, what I'd learned since being in Kansas, Neil, was there's no way of mentioning anyone in those videos. He just types it in there. So that when he goes live, rather than like, hey, how's it going? He just puts in that mentions you, so then everyone clicks on it.
Oh, got it.
Like, well, you got me. I'm gonna start doing that, but I'm back because here we are. Dude.
Yeah. So you hit title and then put mentioned you with three dots after it. Go live and it says Standish 913 is live. Mentioned you.
And it got me.
And the three dots throw it off even more.
Right. Because they're expecting more.
Right. It's like more of a clickbait with the three dots.
Oh, what
Gotcha.
Man, I do that a lot. I do that on Twitter a lot. Like the clickbait.
So yeah, you were definitely got quite the footprint in the social media biz. So when we were on that live, that's where I learned that, you basically have this tight kind of connection with DMC. And I'm like, oh my God, I actually met him right when I started Two Dudes. It was about a month after we started. And I ran into him with my son, Avery, at Motor City Comic Con, MC3. And he signed that poster behind you, and then his comic book, dude. And dude, he was such a nice guy. So he actually's probably spent about 15 minutes with us. And it was probably my biggest brush with celebrity ever. And it couldn't have been a more positive one, So yeah, that's the old Beastie Boys and Run DMC from Amsterdam. And he signed it, says DMC raising hell together forever, JMJ, MCA, RIP, which, I mean, you got to do it. Even if it's coffee, Neil, you still got to do it.
Yeah, RIP JMJ and RIP to my grandfather as well. So DMC donated his Adidas shoes with no shoelaces, autographed them, and then he donated a bunch of comic books and DMC cookies for my grandfather's ceremony.
Oh wow!
After he passed away, we were doing it to raise money for his headstone.
Oh nice!
And he basically paid for half of my grandfather's headstone.
That's amazing.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a few years back, and ever since then, it's just been like we've always had that connection. But
well, you actually met him like well over a decade ago now.
Yeah, 2000 February of 2009 is when we met. It was at the Midland Theater in Kansas City, Missouri, at a Jackal show. He was
a yeah.
Yep.
And as I was telling you yesterday, Neil, obviously back to the Western Michigan days, and when we'd have everyone there, and the first person up would put in the Jackal CD and crank it all the way up to Lumberjack.
I love it. All right.
Wake up like 8 o'clock in the morning when you're all hungover and just to do it all over again.
That was my introduction to Jackal, and I loved it.
That was awesome. And that's what I thought. Yeah, the DMC has been collaborating with those guys for a long time.
Yeah, when I met him in 2009, that was so we had another show in 2023, December. And it was the 14-year reunion from when we first met. So we met in '09 at the Jackal show, and then they did a Jackal reunion tour 14 years later. I was backstage with D, and yeah, he actually scared me. He got me my first ever in my city sold out crowd shout out.
Oh wow.
Just without telling me either. Me and my mom were just standing there with him. They called him out on stage. He went up and he grabbed the mic from Jackal and said what he said.
That's awesome.
It was so scary, but it was the greatest thing ever. That changed. So
that so I mean that kind of got you going, but I mean you actually even started before that.
Yeah,
something that some people don't even remember you started on.
Yeah, exactly. I was so I was doing a lot of Hypnotized Minds work. So like 3 6 Mafia, Project Pat, Lil White, Chrome Corleone, LeChat, Gangsta Boo. That was like '05. And then I did a lot for Soldier Boy, SODMG, for a bunch of his artists as well, in '09. And then I did a Mac Miller show in '11, which that was amazing, you know, because he's R.I.P. Mac.
Absolutely. Man, this thing's been covered tough. That's how it's done here.
Reba McEntire project in '14. And yeah, shout out to Reba McEntire. That was amazing. My neighbor had leukemia, and her only thing that she wanted to do before she passed was meet Reba. And my neighbor came over and was like, I know you can make this happen. So yeah, I made that happen. And then she passed away.
That's
oh, boy.
So yeah, it was called Team Whitney. It was, I think it's teamwhitney.com or whitneyvandyke.com, one of the two. Team Whitney.
Okay. And I mean, so leading up to all that, you actually were like a MySpace guy.
Yeah.
Like a 10-year-old, weren't you?
Yep. Yeah. So I was on MySpace doing graphics for like 3 6 Mafia and just a lot of underground people. Man, a lot of them aren't even doing stuff today.
Like, how did so like to do that with them? How did you even get involved in that?
So
back then?
one of the first things I really remember is there was a guy named MySpace Mike, and you can research this on YouTube. Type in MySpace Mike. He was from Denver. I don't know where he's at today, but he worked for 3 6 Mafia, Hypnotized Minds. He was doing all of their graphics, and he used to three-way me on the phone while talking to like Project Pat or Little White, but he'd be like, you know, just mute, don't say anything. I would be on the phone with these guys, sitting here telling my mom, we're on mute. This is crazy. Yeah, so
I still do that at 50, by the way, to my mom.
oh my God. Yeah, Kevin Smith posted us the other day, and I was like, I gotta call my mom now. And she's like, yeah, I saw the screenshot. I went and looked at it too. But yeah, so yeah, it's all just kind of been yeah, it's been crazy.
Well, and that's what I've learned in the short time doing this is you just got to reach out to people and, you know, one, be confident in what you're doing and what you're trying to offer them, be, you know, concise with it because they ain't got time to fuck with you.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, and just, you know, kind of be normal.
Yeah,
and just,
exactly.
And don't stop, you know, it's like sales, you know, the first, second, third time, you ain't gonna just land an interview. You gotta keep grinding and work through it, you know. Some will get there, some won't, but
yeah, I send out at least 200 emails per day, and I probably get 10 responses out of 200 emails. So, you know, I do thousands per week between follow-ups and just cold emails, pulling, like hand-picking people. I've got teams in different countries that'll text me people, hey, I was watching the show so-and-so, and you should get this guy. So we do a lot of that every day.
Yeah, my tactic is the second I see anyone like one of my posts, immediately in their DMs. Hey, how's it going?
Go show love.
And you know, thank them and tell them what you're doing and whatever, and you know, see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I learned that from D. Yeah, don't worry about the check. You know, a lot of people just want paid or they don't want to do it, but it's like, don't worry about the check. Whether it's $10,000 or $100,000, don't worry about the check. That's what I always tell people.
Because we ain't got no checks, Neil.
Exactly. And like, that's not what I do it for. A lot of these I've done it for like nonprofits.
Right.
Like I just had a few Comic-Cons pass that they donated all the money, more than 10,000 attendees and everything. They donated it to a bunch of good places. charity wise. I posted all those. JY6 Foundation. There was a few on there. It's on my Instagram. But yeah, I always like doing those. I'd rather do it for free than a check, you know. You're just treated better.
And that's what we were talking about on the drive over. And, you know, the reason we do it is because it's so much fun, you know.
Yeah.
Going to shows, having people on,
Mhm.
and people like you, and you know, that's why we do it. And even when we first started, it's like one of the first questions everyone asks, are you making any money at it? I'm like, that's not really the point right now, you know.
Yeah, why does it matter?
And if you're making good content, you're consistent, you're genuine with it, you treat people, you know, like a human, it's all gonna work out as long as you have that drive to do it, you know.
Yeah. And
too many people just give up.
Yeah, I say every day. So like I work 7 days a week.
Absolutely.
Every single day, every hour of the day. Like there's not a day I wake up and I think, what do I do? You know, it's like I wake up and I'm everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I love it.
People think I'm crazy because I came here, right? You know, but you know, the way I look at it, we're 2.5 years in.
We're all three crazy.
Right. But you also have, I mean, a very limited amount of opportunities, right? And to me, the second we connected and just the way we kind of hit it off and everything else, and the excitement from both sides, I'm like, this is one of those opportunities. So I mean, car drove 12 hours and here we are. And I mean, I'd do it again in a second. I mean, even if we didn't record today, just meeting up with you last night and shooting the shit and whatever in the garage. He's got a garage too, Neil.
All live streaming, like it's in the garage. So yeah, I got some little carpeted area to sit out there.
I think Comic-Con is in Detroit this weekend.
Really?
Okay.
There's one, I don't know if it's Comic-Con or there's something I saw that's at the Novi Showcase Center.
Huh. Is it maybe Astronomicon?
I could look it up. I don't know, maybe you guys might have easier access to a phone because
MC3 is usually in May. Yeah. The big, that one that I met DMC at, but I know they have more.
Yeah.
There's usually, I thought one kind of almost like fall, winter, and then one in the spring.
Yeah, I could look it up, but I don't have a really good access to a phone right now because I'm using it to camera.
Because what, today's what, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. It said it was like the 15th, I think. So, or the 14th, 15th, 16th.
So we got time, bro.
Yeah, and I've got other stuff in Michigan too.
We have to hit that.
Monroe Comic Con.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monroe Comic Con. I think they've had us on there for 3 years now. Maybe I'm losing track anymore.
Well, then I mean, because now you're like a sponsor for these things, right? Like that in Albuquerque, right? That's a big one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do the impossible of I want to sign autographs, I want to be a sponsor, I want to be a vendor, I want to
do it all.
That's my problem, I swear. Yeah, full entrepreneurship. But yeah, I've got music, I've got ebooks, I want to do it all.
Well, then, I mean, you got a pipeline to a lot of the master chefs. You've been working with them.
Yeah, I'm 13 months now into Hell's Kitchen.
Sorry, the Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. So Master Chef, Next Level, Hell's Kitchen. I've done a lot of stuff with Guy Fieri's, like Guy's Grocery Games, DDD.
I love Diners, Driving Dives.
Cutthroat Kitchen, Chopped, a lot of Chopped chefs, but mainly Hell's Kitchen. We've got over 100 Hell's Kitchen interviews. It's more than anyone ever.
So you do your interviews a little bit different than most.
Yeah, they are written, published style. So it's more so for like, I say nerds, like readers, you know, we do a lot of Comic-Con stuff. So like we have Toph from Avatar. We have, I just did a Dragon Ball Z collab, a couple Marvel collabs, Doc McStuffins. I'm just trying to keep it for all ages.
Clint Howard.
Yeah, Clint was,
that was awesome, that clip.
Yeah, I got a hold of Clint Howard so I actually talked to Clint 2 years ago, him and his wife, Kat, through email, and we lost contact. I followed up with him multiple times, and this is the truth. Shout out to Howard. I followed up multiple times and no response. And then I did all of from Terrifier 1, 2, and 3, all of their PR coverage. So I had almost every single behind the scenes and in the scenes interviews. And Clint was in number 3. So I dropped Leah Voicey, which is the cafe host, from 2. I dropped Paul Wiley, which is Marilyn Manson's good friend. He does the composing for all Terrifier films. I dropped those, and then I dropped a Phil Falcone. Now, Phil is the special effects for Art the Clown. So, like, there would be no blood or no gory scenes without Phil in Terrifier. Phil put in a good word for me, and that's how I got Clint.
Full circle 2 years later.
2 years later. Yeah, and I was like, I have goosebumps right now. So I hit him back and I was kind of like, hey, you know, we spoke before and, you know, like you can pitch all you want, but are they gonna actually do it after they say yes? Because I get left on red a whole lot. I probably went off follow-ups more than anything ever. Like I'm getting these from following up 6 to 10 times within a year, 2 years.
That's what he said. I mean, you got to keep going after it. Yeah. So you know, you ask for your number, or do you work it out, and we got the video to prove it.
Yep. Yeah, I love. Yeah, exactly. I told him. So he did the interview. He sent the questionnaire back, and then I said, I just need a quick drop. I sent him our Squidward drop and our original Young Nala from the Lion King drop, and was like, I just need you to say something about Standish913, the place to be. That's it. That's all he did. He put his glasses on upside down, and that's what
I love the etiquette.
Yeah. Say that. Yeah, shout out to Howard, baby. Let's go.
Oh my
Yeah.
Us growing up, I mean, that guy was like in so many. Every Ron Howard movie was actually in. I mean,
oh my.
Yeah. And then so many more besides that, right?
Yeah, he called me. Yeah, so I got an email at midnight, a response from him days later, mind you. After days, I was like, yeah, he's probably not going to respond again. Days later, he responded at midnight, and I was so excited. I looked at my friends, and I was like, I was on a live stream saying, should I call him at midnight? I mean, he just responded. He's obviously up. So I called him, and he's like, hey, man, I'm going to bed. Like, oh, man, can I like call you back tomorrow? He's like, I'll shoot you a text in the morning. So I woke up to a text from him, got so busy in my day, forgot about it. And he called me at 10 o'clock at night. And he was like, hey, are you going to send that? I was like, what the hell? He just followed up with me. So yeah, he did it that night and then sent the video Sunday.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've definitely noticed since we've been kind of collaborating on things, way more activity on our account. That's for sure. So I definitely appreciate all that and all of your supporters and fans out there.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're definitely welcome. I do this every single day, and I think my Instagram's at 700,000 for the last 90 days. I showed you last week was what I'm creeping up on 300K for the last 30.
Yeah.
So, and that's from collaborations. From the voice actors and just everybody. There's so many different genres, and
I mean, to put that in perspective, Neil, I mean, that is at this point over 5 times more than what we see. I mean, we're at 60, which that's a huge improvement from where we were just like 6 months ago. So yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you got to stay consistent and stay with the grind. And a lot of times people just bow out because, you know, either they stop having fun, they were in it for the wrong reason, you know, and they don't get that instant gratification, but it's those other things. What are you getting out of it? You know, like for me, I mean, Neil knows better than anyone. I mean, I was depressed. I was not doing anything with myself. So I started going to shows, started doing this with Neil, started hanging out with people again. You know, all of a sudden that real you starts shining back through. And then at a certain point, it's almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's that passion that is kind of driving that keeps it going. And I always say positivity attracts positivity, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's been incredible.
So one of the things that I don't know if people know about you or can pick up on is that you're actually legally blind.
Mm, yeah.
And not from birth. So
Yeah.
when did that happen? And that's got to be quite an adjustment for you, right?
Yeah. So I am 32. I'll be 33 in January 8th. I lost my eyesight. I started to lose eyesight in 2014. So I was 21. So I had already went through high school. I had already went through, a lot of things with full eyesight. I've always drove my whole life. I've owned 15 different cars.
Mhm.
Um, I was quote unquote normal. And then I woke up one day and I had a retinal detachment. They told me that I would gain my eyesight back. I had so many different surgeries and they had to take my left eye. Um, so after that, they're like, you got the one, you'll be okay. That's going to be here forever. It's fine. So they took it in 2020. And I think 2022, I woke up and couldn't see at all. So my only eye, I had a retinal detachment on. So I went under to emergency surgery. And right now I can see a little bit. I've got a really bad cataract and there's scar tissue that's formed over my optic nerve. And I have a surgery coming up in 4 weeks now, 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So so 5 years legally blind. So I can't drive anymore. I chauffeur everywhere. I Uber everywhere. So I've had to definitely get used to it. I can't use a computer anymore either. So everything is ran from my cell phones with the business. I do all the graphics, every single thing, coding, templates, emails. I have to have a black background. I can't see anything on white. I can't see mail that's sent to my home. Um, it's pretty rough,
Yeah.
but I don't know. What can I do?
Right.
I can't change it.
Uh-huh.
I use it as an advantage. And people in the entertainment world, they love it. Like I signed a university Comic-Con sponsor just off of the fact that I was blind. This lady had a 4-year-old daughter, and she's like, my daughter's legally blind, and she's the best person in the world. Um, and she's like, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you on this con. I've been on this con for 4 years now. It's in New Jersey. It's called Centenary University. That's the university. So it's Cyclone Con is what it's called. So yeah, shout out to her and her blind daughter. Blind people are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
The blind, yeah, I go deep in the blind depths because like, man, I get picked on. So I do a lot of live streaming and I get picked on every single day and I love it so much.
Yeah, bring on the hate, mother,
Everybody, people talk about me so much on this app that people know me instantly. Like, oh, that's that fucker with one eye.
Uh-huh.
And then it turns into like a thing of like, then the girls are like, oh my God, it's so different that what's your number?
Right.
But then it's like, yeah, I feel bad for the guy over there hating, So it's just one of those things that I have to kind of figure out on my own. But there's a lot of trolls on a lot of these live streaming apps, and
Oh, for sure.
let me attack a disability because I have no other advantage.
All right.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, one, the fact that you went through that and you just kind of powered through it and kept doing it, I mean, that's just a testament to who you are, for one.
Yeah.
And like you said, what else are you gonna do? It's what you do. You're gonna keep grinding. I mean, you just gotta adapt and kind of figure out. I'm sure that was a challenge.
Yeah.
But here you are, and I mean, way farther along than you were in 2020 without eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. In 2014, when I first started losing eyesight, I was working for Miller Lite. It was called Miller Coors. That's in Kansas City, Kansas. And I was a certified draft technician. So I was going in Buffalo Wild Wings, doing a lot of draft beer stuff, doing installs. So I would knock out walls, rebuild them, do draft lines, clean lines, put new handles on taps, iron heads, all that stuff. So I got to a point to where I couldn't see to drive. I couldn't see to work. I couldn't see to install a tower. You know, I couldn't see. Like that's all I could say is I can't see. And I know my mom heard that a whole lot. She's probably tired of that shit. But you know, after almost 6 years, it's like I feel like that's all I say is I can't see. Oh, look at this.
I can't lie. I've caught myself a couple times doing that.
Oh yeah, it's so normal. Like I've gotten so used to it, but it's like it almost it's tricky. Not you know, no, no pun intended.
It's true. He actually wrote that on this one.
Okay. Shout out to D. Yeah. Oh my god, I almost want to text him right now.
Dude, I love that the graphics, because I was like Todd McFarlane did some of that. Set back through some of that original comic work.
Oh my god, that is the coolest thing on this fucking universe. Yeah, and DMC is so amazing. Yeah, he changed everybody's life, not just mine, but everybody.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, he looks better now than he did back in the 80s, man. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's those cookies.
It's those cookies. Daryl makes comics, Daryl makes cookies. He does it all, bro.
Yeah, that's why I started doing all the, you know, I was like, let me drop a single, let me drop an ebook, let me drop a real book.
Involved in cooking.
Yeah, culinary. Yeah, and I've got a deal. I probably shouldn't say this, but I have a deal with the HK restaurants, Hell's Kitchen restaurants, to where they're willing to hang up a Standish913.com sign in every restaurant.
That would be amazing.
So I think the first one is going to be Edmonton, Alberta, where I got wrongfully locked up at. Shout out to my ex, but anytime she goes into Hell's Kitchen, she's going to remember me.
Yeah, that's quite a big FU on the wall.
Yeah, and on my birthday, January 8th, be on the lookout for this. January 8th, I'm buying a billboard in Edmonton, Alberta, right next to the prison I was locked up in, just because I can. So, and it's going to have my face on it. It's going to say, wrongfully confused, are we in jail? Shout out to my ex. Also, I have...
My ex.
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited. So I also have merch, which is pretty incredible. It's got "Are we in jail?" on the back. Got my company logo on it. Since I do a lot of shows in that area, the place I was locked up at across the street was a show I've been on for 3 years. So the Canadian boys were like, "Wait, you're American? You've never been to Canada? And you're telling me you've been on that show for 3 years that we listen to the music we're locked up in? How does that make sense?" And I swear they all called their wives and looked me up. They came back. He's like, "Okay, he checks out." I lie about that.
Right.
But yeah, they got me and DMC's face on the, it's called Edmonton Reggae Fest. It's been 3 years now I've been on it, and they got me and D right at the top of the page. So look that up and then be like, "Oh my god, he's actually on there." I was nervous at first. I was like, "Wait, you're calling who?" He's like, "I'm calling my wife to see if you check out." See if I check out, bro. I'm legally blind. What are you talking about? Like, why would I lie about that? But yeah, they actually did that. So yeah.
Well, when you talk about this and that, I mean, it's not just like a couple of days of that. It was 56 days, right?
Yeah, 57 total. I was locked up for, yeah. I did 24 hours in a holding facility, and then I made bail, but they wanted me to surrender my United States passport to Canada, and they told me I could never go home.
Oh my god, what?
Months. And so she handed me a phone number to a homeless shelter and said, "Have fun."
So a legally blind guy that you're just sent to a homeless shelter. Country.
Illegal immigrant. Yeah.
Right.
Illegal immigrant. Yeah.
But thankfully we got you out.
Yeah.
I say we, like, I didn't have anything to do with it, but I mean, he has your team and everyone else and got you back.
Oh my
but
god.
That had to have been an absolute nightmare.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was a ERC. They call it the zoo. It's Edmonton Remand Center. It's the largest, most dangerous prison in Canada. Theo Vaughn talks about it on his podcast all the time. So I reached out to Theo last week. I'm trying to get on there as well, just to kind of tell. He talks about how shitty Edmonton is. So I'm
Uh-huh.
all people, I can tell you the most. I was just locked up for 60 days in that place.
Why were
podcast next meal, but he had to be on ours first.
Yeah, oh no, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what did I miss something? Like why were you in jail?
So I originally, this is crazy. Okay, so I dated this girl for 13 months. She was in Canada, I was in the US. So when when I touched down in Canada, I had allegations put against me from her father that we got into an argument and her toe was broke.
Okay.
He said he was a witness. He wasn't there. He told
Right.
the story of, oh, I think my toe is broke. As a, so when the police got there, they were like, "Are you Christopher?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You're under arrest." And I was like, "Aren't you just gonna separate us, right? Like nothing happened. We got into an argument over a cell phone. Nothing happened. There was no evidence of anything. No broken toe. It got examined by a doctor and the police. Her toe was never broke. So they dropped the charges. You know, in court, you have to tell the truth. And when you don't do that, well, they tried to make me pay restitution and they threw that out. They tried to ban me from the province of Edmonton itself. They threw that out. They said I was a threat to society. Um, Long story short, 56 days in, I realized why I got locked up. She's like, "Let's talk about this murder for hire." And mind you, in Canada, they speak French. So I'm in court with a bunch of French. They're speaking French. I don't even know what they're talking about. Um, and I said, is there any proof on a murder for hire, or where did this come from? What is this? And she says, February of 2025, and I'm not going to say her name, but my ex called in on me to that same province that that I got arrested in, and said that I put a murder for hire on her.
Oh my God. What the
So when I was arrested, they immediately we've been looking for this guy for 6 months.
Oh Jesus.
We got him. That was it. So, and her dad knew this all along, and
So in theory,
yeah,
the
a tear.
right,
Yeah.
the story of the toe was basically just to kind of put them in a laser focus because they already had you from 6 months ago on this other thing, is really what it boiled down to.
Yeah, they were trying to. So this is the other crazy part, and I didn't realize this till the other day. So the judge had asked me, she said, "Do you remember the police coming to your home?" And I'm like, "The police coming to my home?" And she goes, "In February." And it clicked, and I'm like, "Oh, the police did come to my home in February." And she's like, "What'd they do?" I said, "They didn't do nothing. They didn't give me pay. They didn't serve me. They didn't give me paperwork. They didn't mention anything about a murder for hire. That's for sure, because I would have never spoke to her again, nor went to a damn different country."
Right.
So the cops told me it was a cease and desist, do not contact her. So I thought, okay, cool. Well, 2 months goes by, she starts contacting me, and then she comes to America. So the judge also pulls out, well, why did you call in that you were scared for your life over a murder for hire? But then 6 months later, you flew to his country and then begged him to come back to here 72 hours into his trip. Now he's in jail.
Wow.
So I did 57 days. I was wrongfully accused. I've had news and media contact my attorney. My attorney doesn't want to talk. My attorney doesn't like me. And out of respect, he's Canadian, I'm American. We can keep it like that.
Yeah.
But my story, it's getting out there. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people are questioning me. I've gotten bookings off of it. I have a podcast on Friday too for, I think it was like criminals.
Yeah, I was gonna say
stories or something.
Oh, the YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a criminal stories or something about or jail stories or whatever. And I hate that it has to be about jail, but this I had to do time. I had to wear the orange jumpsuit and look like a goofball, not having nail clippers or a razor. I had to shit in front of 77 guys. I had to lift
Mm-hmm.
sack up. I had to turn around, spread my ass cheeks, spread them further.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I saw so many things: overdoses, people doing drugs. Um, Man, yeah, Edmonton's an animal.
Well, I was gonna say, this was hard time. It wasn't just like you were, some rinky-dink little place.
Yeah,
And then really, so in the end of it all, this was a person that you actually, had a relationship with, brought on board, working with you, this or that. And then, you go in there, and then the next thing, is someone's trying to steal all his business.
yeah, I can say, and even after everything that's happened, I can say honestly that I love that person more than anything, and I still do, but I'm gonna love from afar. And
I would say cease and desist.
it's
No contact, right?
Yeah, so we do have that. We have a restraint against each other. We obviously can't contact. I'm not going to contact her. I sat in jail 18 minutes from her house for 2 months, and she didn't call me, text me, message me, put no commissary on my book.
And I mean, the reason you're there is her,
Yeah, as unfortunate as it sounds, I promise you, I think I was 46 days in. I called my mom. I said, Mom, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. Get me out of here. Because at the time my cellie he just got stabbed and they were threatening to stab me next. They told me they were going to gouge my eyeball out of my face. So I went to her and I said, don't show no emotion because there's 11 Canadian boys staring at me right now and half of them probably have shanks. So I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but they just stabbed my cellie and they told me that they were going to check me off my unit and he was no longer going to be my cellie. And what I said is, Mom, I'm not going to PC. I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to take the segregation, lock me down for 24 hours, but you're not putting me with pedophiles.
right.
Uh-huh.
Well, it got as real as that. So I ended up, and what's funny, I ended up meeting a girl, and this is all so crazy. It's like you're the typical jail story that you hear on YouTube or whatever. I met a girl in jail, which blows my mind. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I met a Canadian girl in jail, and thankfully, her name is Liz. I'm gonna shout her out. Thank you, Liz. Without her, I would have been screwed. I met her 2 weeks before I got out. We talked on the jail phone every single day. I love that girl to death. As a friend, obviously, right? I'm not getting myself into no situation that I did again. But yeah, shout out to Liz. And I met her. She was my cellmate. His name was Chad Kerr. Shout out to Chad Kerr. I love you, bro. My cellie's wife's best friend. Now, my cellie's wife worked at Super 8 in Edmonton. And so when I got out, I got a hotel discount because of my cellie. I also met that girl through my cellie. And the day I was getting released, they told me, Standish, you're getting released in an hour. Go ahead and make the phone call or take the taxi. So I got to make a phone call. I called her and I said, I know this sounds crazy. You don't know me. You've never seen me ever. I've never, ever seen you. She had seen pictures of my Instagram, but I had never, ever seen this girl's face. We talked over a jail phone. And yeah, long story short, I got out. It's 57 days in. I barely see sunlight or anything. I haven't felt outside air. I was just drained, no razor, nothing. I stepped outside and this gorgeous Canadian is waiting on me. She's like, you're Standish? Like, ain't no way. I said, girl, I'm legally blind. Bear with me. Yeah. So as crazy as it sounds, yeah. So this girl, she saved my life. She took me to the car and was like instantly, "You want a triple from Tim Hortons?" It's like, no way. So she got me a coffee. She's like, "Do you need anything?" I said, "Girl, I need fingernail clippers. I need deodorant. I need a shower. I need shampoo." Regular necessities. She's like, "I'm gonna take you to," I think it was called, it's like a Dollar General, but I think it was called Dollarama.
Okay.
In Edmonton. And she was like, "I know you're blind, so I'm gonna run in and get it all for you." She ran in, got a whole bunch of stuff for me, including the phone charger and stuff, because that was all taken by my ex. My barber clippers were taken, all that stuff.
Good
So
Lord.
yeah, so she hooked me up. She took me straight to her house and was like, "I'm making you a homemade meal. You've been in jail for almost 60 days."
You know, and that's it's amazing though, the people that care. You know what I mean? People you don't even know, and I've picked up on that too. You know, where it's like you barely even know some people, but they will go out of the way to help or whatever. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Says a lot.
Yeah.
So, what did you finally do to get out?
To be released.
Yeah, I mean, because they were talking about like a whole trial, being in there for until the trial comes, which is like 12 to 18 months potential. You could have been.
Yeah. So they wanted to hold me until 2026 trial. I would have had trial and then gotten sentenced. It probably would have been, I'd say, anywhere from 2 to 5 years at minimum. But they had no evidence, so I knew there was nothing they could pin me on. I was just being held, you know. I was okay with doing the time. It is what it is. And I was able to, so 56 days in, I want to say it was my 13th court date. Almost every court date before that got adjourned, and every time it's adjourned, they get paid. So it was like paid, 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 and every time I'm going back to my cell, or not even leaving my cell after them saying, "Hey, you know, you got court today." I'd wake up at 7 a.m., you know, take a shower if I could, and then wait all day on court. Some days they wouldn't even call me, and then a week goes by and they finally give you a new court date. I sat in there for a week with no court date out of those 8 weeks. And then one of the court dates, they were like, "Oh, we'll see you in 3 weeks." Yeah, I went back to my cell. I said, "I don't care what we got to do. Where's the weed?" Yeah, I'm a few weeks in, and they said my court date isn't for another 3 weeks. We gotta find weed. I never found weed in there. No, I know somebody who had it, but it was a lot of money. And like, you know, if you smoke it, you're just gonna get in trouble. They're gonna throw you in SAG, whatever. But yeah, I didn't smoke no weed, but I wanted to the whole time. Every day I thought, Mary Jane. Just went insane, but yeah, I'll never. I had some crazy experiences. Like the 56 days felt like 6 months.
I was gonna say,
Oh, I bet.
I was gonna say years.
Yeah.
So in the end, it was what, the mischief?
Yes, yeah. So I pled, I was able to, I guess, take a deal, quote unquote, which I did not want to do, but I wasn't gonna sit there till next year.
There's no way.
With everything I had going on. So when I was in there, I missed my daughter's birthday. I missed her daughter's birthday, which they both meant a lot to me, you know. So I missed both of their birthdays. I think that was the worst thing out of all of it. Like, fuck the jail part. I can do all that. You want to stab me, bro. I'm gonna stab you back. You know, but like just missing my daughter's birthday, that's what kills me.
Right.
And missing her daughter's birthday too. But yeah, that was the worst part. But yeah, I pled to mischief, which I pled guilty. I kicked her door in, her bathroom door. She took my phone. She told me I couldn't leave. She wouldn't let me separate myself. We were in an argument, and I said, "I'm gonna get a hotel, you know, stay for a couple of days. If we don't figure it out, I'll go back home. You know, I'm in another country." And that's not what she wanted to do. She wanted to argue. She grabbed my phone, ran to the bathroom, and said she's gonna flush it. Well, I hear the toilet flushing, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get in this door. That's what happened. led to mischief. They tried to charge me with, I had an intimidation charge. They said I intimidated her because she started recording me at one point, and I grabbed the phone out of her hand and I said, "What are you? Are you the cops? Why are you recording me?" You know, so she's got it all.
So yes, the old Canadian mischief.
Yep. Yeah, mischief. So yeah, I kicked her door in respectfully, and I got my cell phone back, and I did not put my hands on that woman at all. She was examined from head to toe. I just want to say that. My innocence is everything, and you know, everyone around me that has really known me for 20, 30 years, especially in the entertainment world, I kept everybody updated throughout the whole trip. Everywhere we went, everything we did. I was telling people things that they probably didn't even want to hear. But, you know, I dated her for 13 months, and there was a lot of things that we talked about in those 13 months that I had to find out for myself. As much as people call me stupid for doing it, or you knew it was going to happen or whatever, in the end, you know, I'm happy it all happened that way. I got internationally locked up. It wasn't fun. And it's just a crazy story now. You know, I'm gonna do a documentary. I've got my letter of incarceration. I've got like news and media, got more podcasts. And
Well,
yeah,
to me, it just reeks of something nefarious. If 6 months before you even went there, there was this thing that they tried saying you were doing. And it's all just really just some elaborate scheme.
yeah, he said
to really,
say, no proof.
right, and to get you and then to kind of undercut that
Yeah.
while you're down and out.
Yep, she also, so I had her work with me for about 7 months. She actually, once we split up and I got locked up, she started her own business and mimicked, and is still doing it to the seconds right now. She mimicked my business. She's trying to do exclusive interviews, showcasings,
All the way
events.
down to written interviews, correct?
Yep,
Not even, right.
all the way down to written interviews. And, you know, I wish her much success. After everything she did to me, I wish her much success, and I don't want to say anything negative.
There's no point to it, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously horrible that it happened, but it's behind you. You've come out through it stronger, you know, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think because people do know you and everything else, that's why you still see everyone in your corner, you know.
Yeah, definitely. She tried to go to my friend group. So I got locked up in the same hour. She was caught wearing my clothes on a live streaming app with all of my friends, and all my friends are like, "Did she murder him?"
Right. That's fucking bogus, man.
Dude, they thought my corpse was laying next to her on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she wouldn't talk to nobody. She's like, "Oh, I sent him to jail. I don't want to talk about it."
Huh.
So every 2 months straight, nobody heard from me. But was able to, they dropped I had a common assault with bodily harm, which was her toe, and it wasn't broke, so they dropped it. I had intimidation, they dropped it. I had
murder for hire.
Yeah, murder for hire. And I don't even know if it was a charge, but it was brought up in court, and I talked to the judge face to face. I mean, just how I'm talking to you guys about a murder for hire with my attorney there. The Crown didn't like me at all. And they're all Canadians. Out of all the inmates there, over 3,000 inmates, I was the only American on the unit. So I was an instant target walking in. They were calling me Captain America, Kansas, US, us for US, us. They'd yell it. It was crazy, crazy.
So Neil, this is 2 episodes in a row where we talked about jail stories.
Right.
Mine was a little more tame.
Yeah.
But I will say that I went to the Veterans Day parade today, and I was able to get beads this time without showing my ass and getting thrown in. I have grown in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
That was great. Literally showing his ass.
We have our little flag and some other knickknacks that I was getting from the participants in the parade. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
But no, shout out to all the veterans out there. You know,
Yeah.
obviously it's something only very few can do, and thank God that they do it, because a lot of us are where we are now because of things they've done in the past. So
Exactly. We're at Fort Leavenworth, by the way.
Absolutely. So Neil, I literally can throw a rock into Fort Leavenworth from here.
I thought that Leavenworth sounded familiar when I was like, I think I was like, hell yeah. So I thought, okay.
Yeah, last night when I was driving back, I didn't probably drove there too, but I noticed the actual penitentiary.
Yep.
That's pretty intimidating.
Oh yeah.
You know, that looks like one of the old school ones with the huge walls.
Yeah, Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley used to perform there.
Oh, that's right.
They used to do concerts at the pen. I've had some family members. My uncle actually died in Hutchison Penitentiary. I think my cousin's across the street right now.
No shit.
Terry Husky. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he's been there for 20 plus years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So obviously one thing we do like to talk about is music. And you got quite a background, people you worked with, got a little bit of a rap game. So let's talk about that. Who's some of the people that you know, concerts you've been to? We talk about the first one you've ever been to, some of the best ones you've been to. You know, what was that like, kind of getting involved in that game and then coming up through it?
So the first concert I ever went to was Puddle of Mud. And they're from Kansas City, and my aunt Stephanie Standish took me. I was 7 years old, and yeah, that changed my life too. I've been to so many different concerts. It's unreal. A lot of VIPs and medias and stuff. I've done 3 shows with Mac Miller. One of them was called Section 8, and it was Machine Gun Kelly, Dom Kennedy, Tyga, Kid Inc., Mac Miller, and did I say Lil B?
Nope.
Okay, Lil B from Van's song. It was all 8 of them, and that was amazing. That was really fun. That was when everybody was coming up. You know, Mac Miller was coming up. He had the Donald Trump song, "Take Over the World" when I'm on my Donald Trump shit. Yeah, that was amazing. That was one of my favorite ones that I've like personally been on. Like
imagine where Hugh would be, you know, Mac. He was.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he was huge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I still email his email.
Oh really?
Like, I love you, and I still, like, I'm fucking weird, but
No,
I do things like that. I do it to a lot. I do it to Coops Danica too. Also my best friend Cameron Aarons that I lost in 2020. Coop is also original member of 3-6 Mafia. He was one of my really, really good friends on MySpace, the MySpace era. And he got me connected with a lot of like underground people, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, and just all the Memphis, underground Memphis scene, real heavy. Lil White, shout out to Lil White, shout out to Jelly Roll. Oh shit, shout out to Jelly Roll.
Damn, I saw a picture of him with his shirt off the other day, and he's like a fraction of what he was before, man. That's crazy.
That money makes you skinny.
Or chasing it does too.
Right.
In my case.
Yeah, Jelly came a long way. I used to do shows with Lil White, and Jelly would be riding along homeless, living in Lil White's van. Everybody would show up for White, and Jelly would be in the back corner. Nobody would even go around him. That's the Jelly Roll I know. I know crazy. My mom's met Jelly Roll and didn't even know it. That's how much I know Jelly Roll, you know. She's been in the same room with Jelly so many times, but he didn't blow up till, you know,
just a few years ago, really.
I mean, and I was doing stuff in 09, 10, 11, and 12.
So I mean, that's got to go back to when he was struggling with his probably addictions and stuff, all the back then, and doing all that.
In and out of jail. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but a fact about Jelly Roll is he was gonna get sued by Waffle House. He had a mixtape called Weed, Whiskey, and Waffle House, and he had their logo on the cover. They see he was selling it, and he had a lawsuit with Waffle House, so he had to quit selling that mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really hear that, you know, much today talked about, but that's a fact. But yeah, wrap back around to MySpace Mike, as I was saying earlier. Sorry. MySpace Mike was the guy who got me into all that Memphis underground. But you could probably YouTube MySpace Mike, and you'll probably see Fraser Boy from It's Hard on Me for a Pen.
Mm-hmm.
Fraser Boy, Academy Award winner.
I was gonna say that's an Academy Award winning song.
Yeah, Terrence Howard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they didn't really get paid for that track, and I know Fraser Boy doesn't. He's not with 3-6 no more.
Right.
You know, everybody in that group really just fell out. I was blackballed by a few members just because they kicked them off, and then they came to me. I used to manage Chrome Corleone from 3-6. He's one of my favorite hip hop artists, like trap music, like real dirty gutter, you know, drug addict music. I don't know what it is, but I love that like gutter stuff from Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And Chrome Corleone, man, I love it. Chrome put $10,000 on my head. He actually put a hit on me on the, I want to say it was right after MySpace days on Facebook. He put Red Rum and put my address on there. My mom was freaking out. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he was screwing everybody over. I'm like, I can see why DJ Paul didn't. You do. DJ Paul, he was gonna drop an album with a single from T-Pain. T-Pain was huge in 05, and he pulled the single off and dropped his album. And his album went nowhere. Chrome Corleone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a fact, yeah.
So if we had to put you on a deserted island, we call it our Forever Five. 5 artists, bands, whatever. You got the full Spotify, you know, catalog by these guys. Who you got on there?
DMC.
Hard not to, right?
Jess Harnell.
I'm not familiar with Jess Harnell.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
Nice.
Crash Bandicoot. He also plays Ironhide in Transformers. He's Chili, the snowman, and docking stuff. And he's done over 500 voices. He's an icon.
And he actually does music as well.
Jess is oh, you said just music?
Yeah, we're talking
just music.
Yeah,
just music. He also does music. He has a band called Rock Sugar. Okay, so just music.
Just music. You're gonna be on that island. That's all you can listen to.
DMC. Any genre?
Anything. No genre is off limits at Two Dudes and Killer Tunes.
Okay. Mozzie, like Mozzzy from California.
Okay.
Burner, Berner. He has Cookies, the weed line. Really good artist. He signed to Taylor Gang, and we've also done work with Taylor Gang. The Game.
Oh, nice.
The Game. There's so much controversy, but I absolutely love The Game as an artist, period. The Game. What, I got one more?
Yeah.
Music. I'd say Elton John.
Nice.
Just give me Elton. Yeah, I love Elton John. For some weird reason, I have
What's one favorite song?
I like Rocky, man. I hate
Rocky,
it.
man.
It's so like so boring.
No, you know what? I'm kind of the same way because people ask me, it's got to be Benny and the Jets for me. Elton John.
Yeah, and that's
you know, same type of thing. You know, like of course some of the most popular ones, but I was never like a huge listener, and that one always not quite as good as the Bismarcky Beastie Boys version of Benny and the Jets.
Yeah, so Bismarcky.
Did you ever see that documentary? All Up in the Biz. It's about Bismarcky and kind of how he passed, and
I didn't see it.
It's really good because it goes through obviously his whole life and everything, and then everything towards the end of that and documentary. I watched it a few times actually, just because that was the hip hop I kind of grew up on. Like the 80s. Obviously, DMC was probably the first real rap I ever heard. Going back to the Aerosmith video.
That's amazing.
And Aerosmith was my first concert back in 1990.
Oh my God,
you were
that's amazing.
A twinkle in your parents' eye at that point. I was at that show. I was 15 years old.
I was born in 93.
Yeah, that's when I graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, yeah. Shout out to DMC again. That dude changed my entire life, and I just can't thank that man.
Oh,
I bug him so much, he probably can't stand me. I think I talk to him more than his son.
dude, I mean, but think about it, he changed so many people's lives. I mean, that guy was a, trailblazer with everything and,
Sunglasses,
and just even bringing
Adidas,
and bringing that
gold
whole
chains,
genre to so many other people.
Kango hats, Adidas tracksuits, cookies, books, music, films. It's ridiculous.
And you don't know anyone that can say a bad thing about the guy.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, no. Yeah, he's a real life superhero. I always say my friend, my mentor, my superhero. That's my thing with DMC.
Superhero?
So yeah, he really put he snuck me and my mom into a lot of places. Like he snuck us into Full Throttle Saloon with Jackal and then backstage. Snuck us in through the side door. So, yeah, and then in 2023 we were at the Uptown Theater for the 14th year anniversary with Jackal and D. I went up to the front door and presented my ID. She's like, "Who are you here for?" I was like, "Guess this DMC." She goes, "Who's DMC?" The fuck on, go get me someone else. From I want to say he works for like Mammoth. Jesse from Mammoth comes up to me and he's like, "Oh yeah, Standish, you're fucking good, dude. Don't worry." Luckily, it was at Uptown. I have been doing stuff since I was like 12 years old at Uptown. Shout out to Alex Dejoy too. He used to work for them and he's got me in there big time with those guys.
So the one thing I never really understood is how did DMC and Jackal become connected?
DMC is the king of rock.
True.
I think that's all it was. Like he had the Aerosmith take off, and then yeah, he just loves rock. Well, he does more rock stuff than
he does now. Because when I ran into him at that Comic-Con, he was telling me about how he was getting together with Sebastian Bach and a few others to do the old Black Betty remix.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he also did Bun DMC, which is a Bun B and DMC, so like a UGK collab, RIP MC. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't think that.
So what is on the horizon for you? Any big stuff coming up? Or you just
oh my God. Yeah, we've got more than 130 sponsorships right now. Featured on stuff next to Pepsi and Buffalo Wild Wings and Xfinity and Super 8, Holiday Inn, a lot of crazy sponsors, Red Bull, Monster.
The people that didn't want you that you're right next to now. All those types of people too, right?
Yeah, everybody who turned me down, like all the corporates, Red Bull, Monster, now they have to put up with me having either a table next to them or my logo next to them on the website or collaborations that they don't want to accept, but they have to because it's in the contract. Yeah, and that's just being real. But yeah, a lot of people told me this wasn't going to work. They said, "Oh, published interviews, it's not going to work. Oh, sponsorships for a media company and you're not going to show up in person, that's not going to work. Putting a .com in your logo and not just putting Standish913 as your logo, like putting the actual .com on it." They said it wasn't going to work. The actual, yeah, and like it's working the best because if you put this logo up, it just directs you right to it. Right? It's got the .com. So you put me next to Red Bull, there says Red Bull. It doesn't say redbull.com. It could be like redbull.us or .com. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows. They just type Google, right? Well, this you can go direct. You don't need Google.
And then that's where all your published interviews are actually on your Standish913.com site.
Yep, I try to avoid YouTube. I try to avoid Google. Yeah, yep. I did the logo branded just specific so you can go right to it. And yeah, we have
and it keeps everything in house. So that you got total control over the whole process.
Yep, yeah, we've got hundreds of interviews from so many different people. I drop a guest every single day, from horror to culinary to sports to just all kinds of stuff.
Animated voiceover, there's a lot of that I've seen. I mean,
yeah, voiceovers. Yeah, my team is amazing at reaching out to people or getting me contacts, and I bug people all day, every day. I call people, I cold call people, and they're like, "How did you get my number?" like Chat GPT.
Yeah.
The Big Mac guy, he's eaten over 60,000 Big Macs, and he's on the
Hmm.
record book.
Yes.
Donald Gorsk. He was in the Super Size Me movie.
Yeah.
And rest in peace to
God, what was his? I don't even remember his name.
rest in peace to the director of that himself. He passed away. He owned a chicken factory. Oh Lord, Morgan.
Yeah.
Spurlock. Morgan Spurlock.
Yeah, Morgan
He did
Spurlock.
that, yeah.
Yeah, recipes Morgan Spurlock.
Do you remember the one Super Heidi? They did a
did they really?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
see that.
it was Doug something, he's a comedian, and he did Super Heidi.
I have to go look that up tonight.
And he would get high all day long and do all his normal activities, and they would do all the tests to see how it actually affected him and stuff.
Oh, sign me all the way up for that. Yeah, so Donald is like 75 years old and he has no cell phone. He worked at the penitentiary in his city, I found out. So he's just a correctional officer. He's on the Guinness World Records. He buys his Big Macs. He doesn't, even though he has a record, he doesn't want a gold card. He said he respects McDonald's enough to pay for them. I was like, that's crazy. So I cold called him on a landline. And he picked up the first time and goes, hello. And I was like, hey, it's Christopher Standish with Standish913. How are you? Click. So I was like, and I was on my live and I'm like, should I call him back? And they're like, yeah, do it. So I called him back and he actually gave me the time. I was like, hey, before you hang up, I'm not a spam caller. I was like, I'm a media agency. I know you get a lot of interviewers and stuff that reach out. I was like, I really want to interview you. Trying to get my platform going, and I need more, high entity, and you got the Guinness shit with McDonald's. So yeah, shout out to Don. He actually set up a time and everything and prepped for it, a time and a date. And then I cold called him, just recorded it on a second phone and then put it on YouTube.
And he's had like at least one Big Mac every day for basically 40 years or something.
Yeah,
Something
40,
crazy.
50
dude.
years.
Yeah, crazy. I remember seeing the story.
Look, I've done like 400 interviews since then, but yeah, in 2 years. But yeah, it's live. I kind of fanboyed in it, but I got introduced to him in school.
Okay.
So I watched that movie.
Oh, right.
It would be cool to reach out to Donald, And yeah, he's cool as hell, man. If I called him right now, he'd pick up and be like, "What's up, dude?" But yeah, I do a lot of reaching out. Like that's just
you have to
kind of everywhere.
Yeah, like if you want to keep doing new stuff or kind of growing in that, you have to do that. You can't be afraid that people telling you no or whatever. You just go on to the next one.
Yeah, I love the no's. That's another thing. A lot of people quit when they get no's. Like if I send out 200 emails, I'll probably get, I don't know, 20 no's. The others won't respond, and then maybe 8 to 10 yeses, 7 to 10 yeses. But the no's, I love getting a no because that just means I'm gonna find someone else that says a yes.
Right.
I love the no's. I get a no, I'm gonna get 10 more yeses.
Mm-hmm.
It fuels me to reach out to more people. I've reached out to so many crazy people, it's unreal. Jim Carrey, Rob Schneider, just all of them.
That's what I've done. I mean, no one's too big for me. I mean,
yeah, no one's too small.
And no one's too small either. Absolutely.
No one's ever too small. I'll go anywhere and do anything like this, So if it's helping all of us,
Absolutely. And if nothing else, you make a new friend and someone that you can kind of get advice from. I mean, you've obviously been through a hell of a lot more than I have with all this stuff. So I mean, the amount that I've learned just in a short time being here, without a doubt. I mean, this has been an awesome experience,
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I had to. And he said, when he first saw me in that live, I knew he was serious. Like I can tell instantly if someone's bullshitting or serious. I get a lot of bullshitters, and a lot of the time they're very high-end people, and it's like, that guy's just bullshit. It's supposed to be, it's a lot of the high-end ones that bullshit. So
right.
I always take opportunities like this, no matter what.
No, and that was the thing is, on that live, I mean, you stuck around and I mean, we're going back and forth. I mean, you could have very easily been, all right, I'm out of here, but no, for whatever reason, we just kind of both stuck there for a while and,
yeah, opportunity.
next few days, we're going back and forth with other stuff and whatever. And then, like I said, given my situation, I mean, currently don't have a job, don't really have much going on. I'm like, this is one of those moments, like I said, that if I don't do something here, what's going to get me to that next level? And to me, this is going to get me there quicker than any other route.
Yeah, exactly.
More exposure, more right.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, I mean, I look at certain points. It took over a year to get 100,000 views on YouTube, like
I believe
damn near a year and a half.
Some people have never hit that.
Right.
Ever.
But then I went to Lollapalooza in 24 and I had so much more content, so many different bands and stuff like that. So that kind of got me to another level. And then Bourbon and Beyond this year, that was where there were so many good bands and I totally had a better strategy than Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And that took me, those views up to over 1 million. Right. So now it's like, okay, we're getting more traction. A lot of our YouTube videos are getting, anywhere from 750 to 1,000 views versus the 30 to a couple hundred,
Right.
And it's just, you got to keep
it's
doing
all
it. Right.
Yeah. Every one of them is good. Like people, I don't even care about the likes and stuff, honestly.
Right.
If you don't like it, you don't like it, but you've seen it.
Right. You can't unspeak
yeah, exactly. When you lay your head on that pillow, you're gonna know in your head, like, I did not like that post. They're gonna be on a podcast tomorrow. Right? It's just how it goes, I don't care about the likes or
you can always unlike it too if you liked it.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
The thing, you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The social media is so stressful, but like I've got it set up to where, we just do media sponsorships and media partnerships. So with the 130 events, we're in 7 different countries, Asia, New Zealand, Canada, US, Australia, Nigeria. I've got a team in Nigeria. Shout out to O Baby.
They are all princes, by the way. Everyone.
Yeah.
You might have got an email from them, Neil.
Nigeria so much too. I have 2 Comic-Cons in Nigeria now. Lagos Comic-Con and Ibadan Comic-Con. And Ibadan Comic-Con actually is putting our logo on billboards in Nigeria.
That's insane.
So I am so excited for that. Wow, I'm so excited for that. And then Lagos actually put us on the red carpet. So people were taking photos with the logo in the background and stuff with like Intel, and there was some good ones on there.
Yeah, you basically have a team that represents Standish913 at these things. It's not like you're jet setting all over the world or anything. You're not able to really do that. So you have these teams that really work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and everybody gets interviewed. Everything's tagged. All my team members are, they check out beforehand. They get media tickets or passes or guest lists, whatever.
And then the show may be. Albuquerque Comic-Con, so that's in January.
Yep. That's a huge 3 days. Yeah, 15 years consecutively sold out. The biggest independent Comic-Con in the US.
Damn.
Pepsi. I think it's my 4th year. 4th year with Albuquerque Comic-Con, and I got Albuquerque Comic-Con through Jim is the overall owner of Albuquerque Comic-Con, and Jim Burleston is DMC's good friends. They do comics together.
Okay. So
I was able to get on the phone with Jim and say, hey, bro, I have the most legendary media agency. It's very notorious. The word you use. I was like, man, I know DMC. He's my superhero. I was like, superpowers now. We do crazy media shit that nobody else has ever done. Explained like my culinary, and he really liked the Gordon stuff. And I showed him that Gordon backed us. And he's like, so you got Gordon, you got Kevin Smith, you got DMC, you got, just those 3 are like, that's $1 billion.
Right.
And to have those 3 back you and be posting the brand like they're, holy shit. Yeah, and shout out to Jay and Silent Bob. They posted us on last last week sometime. Smod Castle Cinemas. I did their first ever horror fest.
And that is Kevin Smith's like theater. Right?
Yeah, his hometown movie theater. It was gonna close down, and he said, "Fuck that! I'm buying it, and I'm gonna keep it open because I'm Jay and Silent Bob." Yeah. So I actually closed that deal with Ernie O'Donnell. He's in the original Clerks. He's Kevin Smith's best friend, lifetime business partner too. Yeah, Ernie O'Donnell's fucking awesome. Thank you, Ernie. Thank you, Stephen.
I like that story because that was like in Detroit, the Masonic Temple, where bands play concerts. I mean, it's one of the iconic venues, and they were way back in taxes, about ready to shut her doors. And Jack White actually came in and paid all the back taxes and everything. And just the other day, they renamed the smaller theater the Jack White Theater.
Oh,
the Detroit hometown boy. I mean,
I love
Justin.
I love that so much.
And Justin in the Hall of Fame just a few nights ago.
I hope
And seeing him live, oh my God, it's such an amazing thing.
I hope to do that one day. All of that. Yeah, I want. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
So I will say, unfortunately, we do have to bring it to an end. But dude, this has been awesome. Thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Neil,
Thank you, brother.
Look at you, Captain Technology over there, getting out of
Hey, I got it working.
And more stuff to come, definitely. And
Absolutely.
DMC, I'm excited to see his interview.
That's what we're shooting for. I didn't want to count our chickens before they hatch, but yeah, we're hoping that we're gonna get DMC on the show here before we know it. But definitely follow along with us and find out more about that. Obviously, follow us all on our socials, all of our people. Make sure you're following Standish913. It is definitely the place to be. I have learned that over the last couple of days.
I'm trying to stay, just big stuff only, but for everybody.
Absolutely.
No gatekeeping. That's all I'm going to say. I don't like gatekeepers, damn it. When you're gatekeeping, you suck. It doesn't box or my ass.
Or like in music, dude, it's like the worst when everyone's like, oh, that band sucks and blah, 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 and this and that. It's like, dude, it's subjective. You like it, I don't, whatever, but it's the only thing that really brings us together is music,
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy going to a show and you can't get along with the thousands of people there, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
For sure.
Don't gatekeep. Whether it's 9 to 5, independent, or don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep. Do not gatekeep. Do that.
100%.
So
I mean, like I said, positivity attracts positivity. You can't do that gatekeeping.
yeah.
Everyone out there, thanks for joining us. Standish913, thank you 100%. Can't wait to even do more with moving forward. All right, peace.
Later, bros.
See you, Neil.
Later, man.
Later, guys.